And welcome to the space between ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. Today, I'm going to make some more videos today, but before we jump into those videos, I wanted to share this little video I just bumped into today when I was just chilling out, and I was on Instagram, and I follow different people. Some people are quite interesting with what they have to say and think. Some people say things which are motivational. People say things political. I think Kevin O'Leary thinks all kinds of things. And there's something interesting here that he said yesterday. I thought this would be really great to add to my thing. So as you saw in my video yesterday, what I did was I added this little banner. Motivation is when your dreams put on work clothes. And then I separated these. I now have three departments inside of my business. Everybody who follows my channel knows that I've been trying to build this product for quite a while, and now we have a basic prototype. So the next thing is to put that prototype into a homepage, into a website, and then to start to build marketing messages. Those three different departments are related to the business model canvas, but I feel like right now, anyways, we don't have full use of the business model canvas. We went from just the product development team to now we have three different teams. And I really like what Kevin O'Leary said here. And what I did was I just created a little task list. Let's take a listen to what he said, and then you can understand what I did over here.
Well, the founder's mindset is
Now, let me just check. I don't know if the audio is going to play, so I'm going to let's test this again.
exactly that. It's the ability to determine what is noise and what is signal. If you have a mandate, you decide you're going to pursue something and create a business, you have to decide every day, every 18 hours, what 3 to 5 things you have to get done. It's not the big vision, it's what you have to get done in the next 18 hours that matters. The ability to see all the noise coming at you and filter it out and focus on the 3 to 5 things you're going to get done, that's a remarkable attribute. And you find that in 30% of the people, and then you want to back those people, because if they're not successful in their first mandate, they're going to figure it out. That attribute is very important. That's number one. Number two is the ability to reverse the ratio of talking and listening. Most people love to hear themselves talk. I was guilty of that for years, and I've reversed it. I listen 2/3 of the time, and I talk 1/3 of the time, and that's my new ratio, and it's much more powerful. And so it's a package. Great ideas are a dime a dozen. Executional skills are impossible to find.
Okay, so there you go. Basically, he's saying that success is by trying to figure out what are the top 3 to 5 things that you need to do today, and to stop worrying so much about like what's the vision. And so here we go. So I got the top 3 things to do for today. We should read at the word top 3 to 5 things to do today. Now I think maybe it might be better if I just make this little Instagram image just a little bit smaller. No, actually that's a good size. All right, it's fine. Maybe bigger is better. There you go. Bigger is even better. So what he says is, again, he said, can you play it twice, or do I have to reload the page? Interesting. I guess you have to reload the page. All right. So what we're going to do is we got our top. Now, we don't need to have this that big. We can, oh, come on. All right. We'll just leave it like that. So what we're going to do is just like, so we have our different planning tools. For example, we have some things we need to do in our marketing campaign. We have some things we need to do with our website development, and we have some things we need to do with the app products. Now, these are the different to-do lists that I had like from last week. They don't necessarily represent the things which we need to do today. Now, the whole purpose, as you remember, the whole purpose of my application is to help you to stay on top of this idea of like what are really the things that we need to be doing. And so What we're going to do is we're going to start with the brainstorming session. Now, we can do a brainstorming session. Remember that after we do the brainstorming session, then eventually we're going to be adding things to our task list. And that's really what this app's about. The first thing is that, okay, so we go to step number one. The question is, all right, today, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about, well, like, what are the what's the competition doing? What are the industry leaders doing? What are other successful entities in other fields doing? What trends are emerging? What's going on? It's looking outside of the organization, trying to figure out what is happening. And this could be used for any situation you can imagine. Now, imagine you have some kind of relationship and you want that relationship to go a little bit better. And then what's the first thing you want to ask? Probably the first thing you want to ask is, like, in general, how do successful relationships work? So you look outside, you look at the competitors, you look at the industry leaders, you look at all these other things, and eventually you're going to come up with some ideas. Then now you're going to compare those ideas to your own ideas. Do you have some new ideas? What do you think is going to work? From there, you are going to decide on which of these ideas are you going to ignore. Maybe some things that didn't work in the past, maybe constraints that we need to acknowledge. Um, so what are we going to set aside for now? So that's going to leave the ideas which are potential, the most that have the most potential. And now we need to integrate those ideas. So what does it look like when we actually bring those ideas into practice? How do we integrate those ideas? How do we make those ideas what? So how can we combine, connect all the previous ideas? Think about integration, connecting customers, providers, stakeholders more effectively. How can we shorten the distance, speed up the connection, and better serve all the parties? Finally, in the last stage, interfere. So let's first play the devil's advocate. How could our own plan fail? What are its critical flaws, hidden assumptions, potential blockers? Next, focus on connections. It's easier to pass cars going in slow motion. How could we actively slow our competitors down and create strategic disadvantage for them? All right. So this whole thing is about interfere. How is there a potential that our idea is not going to integrate well? Is there a potential that our idea is not going in the right direction? And also, what's going on with our competitors? Is there a way that we can slow down our competitors? Are there some problems that our competitors have that we can start to figure out how to influence? And that's about brainstorm. That's the whole brainstorming. It's a 5-day thing. So I'm trying to create a culture where when we have our meetings, then, like, for example, today is ignore day. So we're just going to have the conversation about ignore. Um, but the thing is that now that we have three different departments, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to actually use our brainstorming. We want to use our app for each of these situations. Now, if you're using the free app, let me just put my app address. I want to put it in a, oh, I want to combine this. I'll just put it above for now. So this is the my actual website right now. It's launched inside of Replit, so it still works, but it's in the launch, the first initial launch stage, where when you turn it on, you're going to be using it through the Replit app, which means for you it doesn't mean anything. You just click it and it starts to work. Now, so what I need to do is I'm going to open up that window and I'm going to be using it, like, so the marketing department is going to be able to use it for marketing department meetings. The website home department is going to be using it for website home meetings. And the product development team is also going to be using it for product development. So we're going to now have that tool to have discussions. Now, because I'm doing all this work myself, I'm going to be using different AI agents and I'm going to be planning things and develop things on my own. So eventually, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go into each of these departments. We're going to have our discussions. We're going to figure out the roadmap. And then we have to pull out some tasks. For example, for today, the question is, what am I going to write into task number one, task number two, task number three, task number four, task number five? So certainly we're going to use the Arrowhead app to create objectives for each department. Now, the second thing is we are going to actually create, it's called a growth engine, a growth engine model in marketing. And then we're going to do something with product development probably, which means using windsurf. And there's also something I want to do is I want to can I integrate? How can I integrate the free app with the homepage? See, right now I have two different code bases, and I need to bring those two code bases into the same app. And if I was going to do one more thing, would it be today? So we got something with each of the departments. All right, so we're going to go through the Arrowhead app to create some objectives, and then we actually have one task for each of these. So we're going to keep it at 4 for today. Now today's Wednesday. So after I complete today's tasks, then we're just going to cross out the Wednesday, and then we're going to delete all the tasks. Once we have one full week, then we're going to click week 1, and the objective is for us to do this, actually, to use this checklist 3 to 5 times, to have 3 to 5 top tier items, and then to do it for one full week so that we can check off the 1 week box. And because I completely agree.
Well, the founder's mindset is exactly that. It's the ability to determine what is noise and what is signal. If you have a mandate, you decide you're going to pursue something and create a business, you have to decide every day, every 18 hours, what 3 to 5 things you have to get done. It's not the big vision, it's what you have to get done in the next 18 hours that matters. The ability to see all the noise coming at you and filter it out and focus on the 3 to 5 things you're going to get done, that's a remarkable attribute. And you find that in 30% of the people, and then you want to back those people because
There you go. You find it in 30% of people, you want to back those people. So the point is you have to become one of those people. And the way that I'm choosing to become one of those people is I'm going to have this daily reminder. I'm going to listen to this Kevin O'Leary telling me, listen, today, what are the 3 to 5 things you need to do today? Which means I'm going to enter them into this area. And then after I complete them one by one, then eventually when you cross all those items out, then you're able to cross out the Wednesday. And once we have once we have check marks on each of these, then we can click off one of these things. So like I said, so in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into, well, we're going to review our Kanban list, and we're going to review our to-do lists, and then we're going to go into each department and we're going to continue to think about this. And particularly, like I said, with the marketing department, we want to embed a Mira board. How do I embed a Mira board? That's the question. But we'll go into that in the next video. So I'm glad you joined me, and we'll catch you next time.